basically the question that we're going to be addressing in this podcast is why every business needs an AI operator in their team. What does it mean to have an AI operator, and what exactly does this person do? Welcome to Your AI Reality Check, a podcast dedicated to helping businesses get smart about using AI and start getting real results. No more fluff, no more confusion, no random tool suggestions. It's time to dish up some real AI strategies. Let's dive in.
Let's dive right in. So maybe we should start with what is the definition of an AI operator? Why don't you go first and then I'll follow your lead.
Well, I am currently in contracts where I'm working with, enterprise as a contractor, and typically what it involves as a contractor is you have a scope of work and you only focus on that thing. But having an AI operator whose role is to sit within the business typically would have a very strong background in a given field. For me, it's marketing and it's sales, and then powering up with the AI operator aspect would mean that not only do I offer experience in the realms of marketing, but I can also provide solutions on how you can implement AI in your marketing, and also to look at the right tools to use and how it's going to actually contribute to your business objectives. So an AI operator will be responsible for things like leveraging the right AI tools, thinking about things like like an AI policy on which tools a company uses, why and how, and for which reason. Would be responsible for things like system optimization, maintaining systems. So like if obviously models improve, AI is going to keep evolving. You need someone at the forefront of the industry who's going to be able to keep an eye out for those updates and ensure that your business is up to date. So these are like broadly kind of what I think an AI operator would be, and basically what their roles would entail amongst many.
I think the only thing I have to add to that is I feel like maybe this person doesn't necessarily need to be a subject matter expert in the area that they're trying to operationalize or AI operationalize, because depending on the size of the company, you could have subject matter experts in the company, and this AI operator who, whether it's an in-house AI operator or an outside AI operator, could come in, can operationalize complex processes, but doesn't need to know exactly how that function works. And this person's job is to connect the AI tools with the business operations. So they can talk to subject matter experts in the team, have conversations with different team members and stakeholders, and then figure out what processes should be operationalized. Where can you AI-fy a company, really, so to speak. So yeah, that's
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the only layer I would add. But I think in most cases, it just depends on the size of the company, right? So if it's a small company, this one person that you're talking about could do a lot of different things. You can try and think of simple ways that you can start implementing AI. Or if it's a big company and it's a complex workflow and complex bills, then you may have somebody else who's actually doing implementation, and the operator is literally the person who's bridging the gap between operations and AI tools.
I think that's a really good point you make, where we're looking at what types of skill sets someone would have to bring in different areas. Let's compare enterprise to SMBs and how an AI operator would actually support both of these. Obviously, business objectives are different. Also, compliance and policies are different. Like for example, one of the clients that I'm working with now, they have the AI consultant within just the marketing space. Obviously, I got like a background of marketing. I understand their lingo, I understand how AI marketing strategies work. But then they've got someone who specializes in AI in their IT. So they're working on more software AI implementation. Like I think because of my awareness of AI, I think I know what that might entail, but it'll be more of a code-heavy role. So they're more likely to build AI capabilities using platforms like Cursor, whereas someone who's, like automations-wise, they might use different, platforms depending on their business objectives. But for these cases, it's kind of important to have some background. Like I don't think I could do the dev side of AI. I could probably give it a good shot. I'm thinking more like, where's that sweet spot for me would be, well, I'm a marketing person. I can definitely help in marketing realms. I have a sales background as well. So I can definitely help in the realms of sales. Like from a business perspective, they obviously want to look at someone who's got a lot of transferable skills. So if something happens, how can you, not only apply your AI skills, but, where else can we use you around the business? So this is something that I think SMBs might be also looking into, but also the, enterprise, because it's more like a hands up type of environment. As AI starts to evolve, everyone at this point must at least be using AI in their business. But in the future, it's basically going to be like a job that you have to hire someone to come and do. To be like an AI coordinator, where their job is to come in and apply what tools that they know, or even just to manage systems that maintain the systems, or improve those systems, or look for other solutions. Or I think that's kind of how it might fit into SMBs. What are your thoughts though, like for SMBs? Like what do you think an AI operator would look like for an SMB? Like talk like more small business as well. Talk about medium-sized businesses, because I think there'll be people out there who'd be really interested to know.
I think at the most basic level, I think the question that one needs to ask is, how is AI even being used? As in, is it an AI first company? This term is being floated around so much online. I was talking about auditing and AI. How do you become an AI first company? So whether you're an SMB or whether you're an enterprise client, how, are you, when you say AI first, what does it really mean? It really depends on how are you currently even using AI? Are you even doing prompt engineering at the most basic level? Is your team even experimenting with prompts in their day-to-day work? Is anybody in your team even creating a prompt library, which can be applied at the
Yeah.
that's at the most basic level. But that itself, I was reading some stats somewhere. I think it just makes you at least 30 to 40% more productive if you're even you doing some prompting within your day-to-day work. So that's the first layer, which you clearly don't need to have a technical background to do that. The second layer is then the stuff that you and I excel at, which is building automations and systems. And so when you don't just you do prompting, but you use these different tools to automate an entire system, that takes it to a completely different level, and you're playing a very different game then. And most businesses are not even in stage one right now, because not all employees are even using ChatGPT in their day-to-day work. I don't think the mentality is even there right now.
I beg to differ. I was at a cafe, right? I overheard this guy. This is true conversation. He was talking to his team. I don't know if they're like contractors, but he's like, okay, does everyone know how to use AI? All right, just go on your ChatGPT account, and then I was like giving them tasks to do. All right, I've created a custom prompt that can assign tasks based on your personality. Anyway, I continue listening on to what he's saying, and he goes, if you don't know how to use it, just use AI to prompt AI so that you can use AI to do that job. I'm like, what kind of instructions are those? Like, he's like, and if you get stuck, just ask AI. And I'm just like,
I actually quite like that. Personally, like it when the team has the mentality to even start using AI, because the worst case scenario sometimes as AI consultants is when you're talking to someone who's a stakeholder and you're implementing these systems, but the team is not even used to using AI. So I would much rather work with a company where the team members have started experimenting with AI. Just try and see how you can use AI in your day-to-day work. It might not be doing a great job, but when you start doing that, at least then there is a mindset shift. And yeah, I personally feel like that's a good step. That's a good first step.
I kind of disagree. Like, just for the sake of personalization, I've actually seen ChatGPT at its prime, where like comparing its performance up against having it following a set of instructions. So if you've got a custom GPT and you've actually fed it contextual files, and then you've actually applied instructions on how to address those files, you will get phenomenal, highly personalized results. Like absolutely phenomenal. But if you do that, if you wanted to do a blog and it's already got access to your entire website links, your current SEO performance, because you've see you've got your performance of the month, you've uploaded it, and you've got your competitors' data. It's the most powerful tool. It becomes a very powerful tool. But if you like, you know, use just a normal conversation, it's got knowledge across your conversations, but it's got no knowledge on that data that is actually put into your projects. So there's a difference and between using, custom built projects up against using a conversation. And you can also train the conversation, but I probably would advise it if you've got like, if everyone someone in accounting's using it, someone in marketing using it, someone in operations is using it, I probably wouldn't do it like that. But there's ways to customize ChatGPT so that you can actually achieve very specific results. So keeping things organized is the next step that no one's doing that they must do. And this is kind of why I disagree with people like use AI to do this with AI, because if you don't understand AI enough to know how to use it to complete tasks, it's going to take you off on all these different pathways and you'll get lost in all that. It's happened so many times, like in the beginning of my journey. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, is this strategy? Is this structure? Is this a process? Like, if I were to hand this to someone and say, this is your job now, how do you train that person to follow a particular way of working to be able to get these great results with AI? So in itself, it's a conversation.
Sometimes, though, the senior stakeholders in the company, they don't want to use AI. They don't want to hear the word ChatGPT. That's still very much in denial of AI. So if you have, senior leadership that's not bought into AI, it makes life of the team members really hard because they are using ChatGPT on the side, but you really want that buy-in from the stakeholder to be able to have an adoption within the team.
That's true. So if this is you, and thank you for tuning in, by the way, but if this is you, here's something that I would have to say, wide piece of words. Whether you decide to use AI or not, it's going to be at your doorstep, whether you like it or not. Competitors are using AI, whether you like it or not, and they're going to get ahead and with AI, whether you like it or not. And once you're ready, like finally ready to be like, you know what, maybe this is worth looking into, by then, others have already mastered it in a way that they're achieving incredible scalable results. So you've completely missed the boat. But the boat hasn't passed yet. You still have a golden opportunity. You have the chance to actually make AI work for your business and train the models so that it understands your business and your goals and what you're trying to achieve, and how to actually use it across all areas of your business. And it does powerful stuff.
The other thing I wanted to mention is we spoke about the senior leadership not being on board. I've had a case where this is early on, one of my first clients, they were very keen on building this was an influencer marketing agency, and they wanted to build a where their team was spending a lot of time scanning through lots of influencers that they can partner with. Copious amounts of time, lots of hours in a day were being spent in research influencers, and they couldn't even get through all of them. So that's where I came in. I told them you can use Apify to be able to scrape influencer data, scrape the bio, scrape some posts, and then identify which influencers you should reach out to. But that sounded all well and good and fancy, and the system looked beautiful. But if you wanted to implement the system, the team members were not even using AI to the extent that they could adopt the workflow that I had built. So in this case, the senior leadership was very much on board, but the team members weren't even this is almost a year back. So not everybody was still using AI. So that wasn't really a part of their day-to-day work. So then you had to take a step back and figure out how the team members can start using AI slowly and then bring in a workflow like that will suddenly give them so much of their time back. And, how you can strategically place the human in the loop to make sure you get really good results as well. So I feel like every single use case is so different. Every business is so different. And so there's no one size fits all really.
But it does start with having an AI operator come into your business, or even if you've got a team member there that you want to train up and you want to offer them the full package training to get them up to speed enough to be able to use AI for your business. There are ways that you can actually do this, reaching out to like one of us, Sue, we're both consultants. We could come in and train your teams, or even if you were to say, hey, look, every week I want you to spend 5 hours learning about AI, even if it's 1 hour a day on a 5-day work week, just get them to start learning and finding a way on how you can make AI work for you. Make sure that you've given them full access to the tools, and obviously, give them that time and the space to be able to research this on YouTube and, come listen to more of our podcasts. But essentially, you need to have someone that's going to be using AI. I guess if you were to compare it to like a consultant, it's much different because they already know everything to be able to help create a system. They know enough about these systems, and let's just hope they've got the background to understand your business and your industry to be able to make a more tailored system that's going to best suit your business needs. But essentially, you do need an AI operator at one point in time. If it's not this year, it will be next year. If it's not, next year, it is coming. AI is already here. It's at the doorstep of every single business. So it's going to be crucial. We hope you like this podcast. Join us in the next episode where we dive into some solid AI solutions for small to medium-sized businesses. Don't forget to like and follow. If you want to know how AI can help your business specifically, come and find us on LinkedIn.